Hey to the people, what's going on? It's me, Chase, and it's time for the Salt Lake City review. Come on in the room, come on in the room. The lounge is open. We got people here already. Hey, Shell Bell. Sorry I started a little late, honey, but we're going to get right into the things. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bells, do all of the things, honey. And we're getting into some things tonight because, baby, that was a hell of an episode, baby. I just got done watching it again just because. It was that good. It's been a long time since I watched Housewives over again because I wanted to. And so Salt Lake City, you know what? Hot damn, we got a show. Make sure you guys again like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells. Also, as you guys are entering, just want to let you know that this week and next week are the last weeks for you to donate to the No Chaser TV BravoCon Fund as far as super chats are concerned. So this week tracking all the way up until the end of September is what will pay out for super chats for BravoCon, and we are almost to goal, but we're not there quite yet. So if you guys want to send a super chat, please do not hesitate to do so. I would greatly appreciate it. And then, of course, we're taking the cash apps as we see down at the bottom in the PayPals all the way up until, honey, because we are really trying to get to Miss BravoCon to give it to the people because I have a lot of questions to ask. First of all, what is gout dick? let's Baby, let's get into it, okay? Because we got a lot to get into in Fall Face first, okay? Yes, the people are in the lounge saying to like and subscribe. And there are some changes happening over on the YouTube side of No Chaser TV. And we'll go ahead and be rolling those changes out over the next couple of days, actually. So the way that things are kind of done and have been done are going to change for just a little bit. And so we'll get into that later. But for the most part, things are still the same and things are still going the way it's going. Y'all see I got on my camping gear because the girls are still at the campsite. And this week, as they wake up, they're eating steaks. Now, last week, they was eating beanies and weenies and all of that stuff. And this is why people say this show is camp, okay? Or this is why people say this show is no, no, Latasha Collins. We would never do that. This is where Latasha Collins says, "Don't take away my YouTube." This is where No Chaser TV started, and we haven't scratched the surface of what we want to do. So we would never do that. That's not going to happen at all. Just some times are going to change and stuff like that. So that's all. But we would never do that. But last week they were eating beanies and weenies, right? And so this week they wake up in the morning, they're eating steak, and then they show the flashback of what happened when they were out, at night looking for Molly Sorensen and stuff like that. And that is why people feel like the show is fake as fuck. Because I'm gonna be honest, if it were me and I knew that we had steak, you can give me my steak tonight. I don't want the beanies and weenies. I'm good on that. And then I'll go ahead and eat that steak tonight. And then you know what? Matter of fact, give me half tonight and half in the morning. Something like that. Or go ahead and I'll eat my whole steak tonight. And when we wake up in the morning, I'll wait because we leave it first thing in the morning. Get me out of here. So yeah, I can wait on that. But that's why people don't really believe it because it just kind of feels like Sean said, bad acting. Yeah, it just feels like it just doesn't feel authentic and genuine unless the girls pulled a power play behind the scenes and was like, listen, this is some bullshit. Get us some food because we know in the past other casts have done that, like in on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 10 trip when they were in Spain and they did not like the living accommodations. Once those cameras went down, it was like, y'all gonna get us up out of here. We're not staying in this house. And they got those girls hotel rooms. So unless they pull something like that, I don't know, but it just did not. I don't know. Now, I know that you guys think I might be reading Lisa tonight. I know that you guys think that I may be reading Bronwyn tonight, but I'm actually really going to read Heather tonight. Is that okay with the audience? Do you like that? Yeah, where y'all come from? Let me see if y'all know y'all music. Did you like that? That's so Betty right. Okay. Because, tonight is the night, Heather. I wear your ass out. Catch this, okay? You ready? Heather feels guilty as the girls are sitting all around the campfire. Heather feels guilty that she's happy her last daughter is about to leave the home. Okay. Now, she's always had to raise the kids before and after her divorce, and she felt like she was left holding the bag, raising three girls by herself, whether it was with her man or without her man. It was just a lot to have to raise three girls, you know? And I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm not going to come against that. I believe that. I'm going to tell you, Sean, what Heather did. Now, she says that for so long she's acted like everything was perfect while raising the children, and she's exhausted. Bronwyn tries to relate, and she says that she feels the exact opposite as far as she's concerned, because she actually wants Gwen to stay, and she doesn't know herself without Gwen. And so what Bronwyn was trying to do was say, listen, you've done your part, and I wish that I can get to where you are and not have the separation anxiety that I'm going to have if my daughter chooses to leave. I'm doing so much, I'm making it easier to stay. I'm letting her boyfriend live with us. Now, Sammy say the girl daughter look like Dua Lipa. Do Gwen like Dua Lipa? Oh, when I saw it today, I say, well, god damn, the bitch like Dua Lipa to me. Anyway, so Heather is immediately offended because she feels like Bronwyn is trying to say she's a bad mom for wanting her children to be out of the house. Bronwyn reassures her that that just simply isn't the case. Heather, what about what you said out of your mouth and what Bronwyn said out of her mouth makes you feel like Bronwyn said something bad about your mothering? And this is why, if anybody feels that Housewives, excuse me, that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is a parody of other housewives, it's because Heather is the main offender. That shit feels like, to me, she's made up in her mind, this is her sparring partner, and anything that she says, she's going to be immediately offended by. She was immediately offended by anything that Bronwyn did last season, right or wrong. And at the beginning of the season last year, it was a lot of stuff that Bronwyn actually did not do that Heather was upset about. And so Heather just has her heart fixated on being upset with Bronwyn. And don't get me wrong, Bronwyn is no saint. Bronwyn is annoying as hell. Okay. But in the case of Heather and Bronwyn, Heather was always looking for an issue with Bronwyn to begin with. So what about what Bronwyn said made you think that she was calling you a bad mother? Can't nobody call me no bad. You can call me anything you want to call me that, but unless I know it to be so, it ain't motherfucking so. So you can call me a bad mama all you want to, but just because you call me a bad mama does not mean that I am one. So why even take that on? Girl, I ain't no bad mama, and that's just that. Girl, I ain't thinking about it. I raised 3 fucking kids by myself. Bitch, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I want these girls out of my house so I can live my life. I got Botox in my lip. I cannot spit. My cheekbones are sitting on ready. Bitch, and I got all the Ozempic pumped into me, and I got all the fat pumped out of me, and I am going to lift these titties up and go ahead and take my big forehead, big teeth, big lip, big booty ass to the club and find me a black man, and I ain't going to feel bad about it. But Heather's insecure. And so that's why, you see, either she's really insecure or she's doing this for television, and I want her to stop. Either way it goes. And we've watched enough of Heather at this point to know she's both. Catch that dirt. Oh, we cooking tonight. I'm on Heather ass tonight, baby. See, let me tell y'all something about it. If you guys are from like the lean, I did not do Salt Lake City reviews there, but back in the Clubhouse days, I did Salt Lake City reviews there, and I haven't liked Heather. What I hate to say I don't like, okay? Because it's not like we don't like these people. We don't know these fucking people. But I just haven't been a fan of Heather since the season 1 finale, when she bucked up and got buck time with Jen Shaw. Now, she definitely needed to say something to Jen Shaw, but it gave me that she was playing shy, coquettish the whole season and did not have a voice. And then all of a sudden, she rips her a new one at the reunion. I mean, not the reunion, but in the finale. And I'm like, well, who the fuck is this? That's not a person whose voice has been pressed down and oppressed by a bully. That's a person who clocked the bully, knew the bully, and was waiting on her motherfucking moment. You can manipulate the bully, but don't manipulate the audience. And that's where I had a problem with Heather. I've always found her to be calculated. I've always found her to be insecure. I've always found her to be disingenuous. Just like I've always found Heather to be full of shit. Can I say that? Can the people rap? Oh, Sean, we're going to get to Bronwyn. Don't worry about it, baby. But right now, it's on Heather ass. Because Bronwyn wasn't wrong in that situation. Heather was. What about that? What about what you heard made you think that? That's some bullshit. I did not like that. Anyway, Whitney says that she wants to stay home, but she can't because her business failed. And Whitney teaching y'all Housewives 101. You can't spray me with no failing business if I'm spraying myself with it. Bitch, I know I ain't got no money. I know I'm broke. I know my business failed. I know I shouldn't have no business doing what I did in the first place. And I did it, and I'm learning my lesson, and I'm paying for it. And now because I need this Bravo check, you thought I was hell before? Or you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm an orange-haired pumpkin ready to unleash. Okay? So now the girls can't even spray her with her own tea because she beat them to it. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Bronwyn. Now you heard what I said, right? I said Whitney beat the girls to the punch by spraying herself with her own tea. You cannot throw shade at the bitch with the umbrella. And what that means is if I spill my tea and you can't really read me and think you're going to hurt me with a read about my tea because I beat you to the punch and I spilled it first. Period. Bronwyn. Period. Catch that dirt. And we'll revisit that in a couple of weeks, I'm sure. But did you catch what I just threw out there, honey? Get into it. Let me see. I can see, but I need this to be just a little bit bigger for me. There we go. There we go. And I'm not a Witness fan either. I ain't like Witnesses day one neither. Amanda K. I liked the Heather that could secure a building over this one, this new one. This new one. She's slim with an attitude. Okay. I almost said something, but I don't do that. I don't do that. Hey there. Thank you, Tamatha. Shit, Tamatha agreed. Thank you over there at the Facebook. The people at the Facebook. Hey to the Facebook Lounge people. How y'all doing over there? We finna get into this thing of fall face first. I told y'all I was gonna let Heather have it, and I ain't done with her ass just yet. Catch that dirt. All right, the girls go ahead and they leave, but not before the wheel gets stuck in the snow and the girls have to push the RV out. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, zany shit happens in Housewives. Don't get me wrong. But this always just feels fake. Like, the difference for me between OG Real Housewives of New York and Salt Lake City is zany stuff happened all the time, but they didn't plan the zanies on New York. It didn't feel planned. The zanies just happened. And that's what made them magical. The zanies, the follies, that stuff just happened. All right. Robert Jr. is doing as well as he could. As he's speaking with his mom, Mary, he says some days are good and some days are bad. But Mary says while he's going through it, her and Mary, Robert Sr. have also let Robert Jr. know that he has to want to help himself through this issue. I don't know how oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. No, I jumped ahead. They asked Mary about Robert Jr. and Robert Jr. She says is doing well. Some days are good and some days are bad, but they have let him know that he also needs to want to help himself. And that was at the campsite before the RV broke down. I apologize. Heather meets with Lisa as they greet. And I don't know who that sister was in Salt Lake. Who was that sister in Salt Lake? Can the sister in Salt Lake please come to the front? Can the sister in Salt Lake please come to the No Chaser TV? Can y'all please find the sister in Salt Lake? Because the sister in Salt Lake saw had a big forehead ass and that miniskirt and them over the knee boots thinking she was Kelly Rowland. And it was 2001 and she was looking like, where the hell she thinks she going? I know that's right. Who is the sister in Salt Lake? That really took me. If y'all did not see that, go back and watch when Heather and Lisa greet each other at the sit down. And there's a sister, a full figured, beautiful sister with a natural coif. And she looking at Heather like, girl, please. I'm gonna show you how you go down the slide. Y'all cast her so she can show Heather how to go down the slide because Heather ain't doing it right. Anyway, Heather meets with Lisa and they are greeted by a sister. As they greet each other, the sister in Salt Lake looks at Heather in her shitty outfit. Now Heather immediately tells Lisa about Bronwyn bringing up the lawsuit, and the girls discussed it. Lisa says the first lawsuit is baseless, malicious, and dumb. Lisa says she doesn't have the same business as anyone else in the group, and she also doesn't have the same life as anyone else in the group. Heather is immediately offended because she recognizes it as a dig, but she lets it go and just gives her a slap on the wrist and is like, "No, girl, we all normal." And she does recognize the need for Lisa to be up here and everybody else be down here. Now, let me tell you about that. That's why I called her insecure. That she's a nothing happening insecure woman. And the reason why I say she's a nothing happening insecure woman is because you're not going to insult me in my motherfucking face and act like you so much better than me when we all know that you ain't better than no motherfucking body. Okay? And think you're going to get away with that. I don't need to be anyone's friend that bad that I will willingly allow them to purposely insult me to make themselves feel better, and I let them have it. Not if I don't plan on being a person friend and fucking with them. She want to be that girlfriend. And the sad thing about Heather is she all right with letting a bitch feel like they up here and she down here just as long as she in proximity to the bitch. And I ain't never been like that. Because I don't look at nobody up here and down here. I don't look at me up here and nobody down here. I don't even look at nobody like this, okay? I don't look at people in that way. I'm friends to who are friend to me. But you've been dying to be Lisa friend since college, that you were willing to sit up there and look like a booty licker. And that's what that girl looked at you like you was fucking crazy. The sister in Salt Lake. Sister in Salt Lake clocked it as soon as you walked in the room. Child, please. I y'all ain't gonna make me like Heather. Sorry. Not like, but be a fan. Excuse me. So then Heather tells Lisa, that Meredith really didn't defend her, and Angie piled on. And we didn't get a mention of Brittany. So not only are you willing to be friends with somebody who thinks she up here and you down here, and you willingly accepted to be in proximity to a person who thinks she better than you and you ain't shit. You lied on her other friend so you could come up one more notch. You lied on Meredith because Meredith did say something. Meredith did last week. She didn't go all in and get all up in it like you did, but Meredith did it. And Meredith did it in her Meredith's way. But the way that you said that Meredith did it in her Meredith's way would lead one to believe that Meredith ain't do shit. What Meredith did step in and tell them girls to stop talking shit about her, especially when they compared her to Jen Shaw. Baby, Heather ain't shit. Heather ain't shit. And she don't like Brittany, so she definitely didn't tell her that Brittany stood up for Brittany got excuse me. Brittany got her ass whooped on more than one occasion last week, taking up for Lisa. Because they're sisters, even though Lisa don't know it. Lisa then starts crying, and Heather says, "It's okay for you to be hurt by friends that have betrayed you, Lisa. Let it out." That's a sneaky, nasty, manipulative person. That is sneaky, that is nasty, and that's manipulative, because now you have made her feel isolated and made her feel like her friends on the cast were not her friends at moments that she needed them to be friends and to advocate for her when someone is comparing her to the nefarious Jen Shaw. But now you position yourself as the only true friend to her. Girl, that is gross. And then you encourage her to cry so you can trauma bond with the bitch so y'all bond could be stronger at the expense of everyone else's. Girl, you are deep, dangerous, low down, dirty. Ugh. 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 Yuck. I'm gonna ask the people. I ask you, is it a coincidence? Am I going too hard on Heather, or is she getting everything she deserves? I ask you. What y'all saying in the lounge? Because Heather got me fucked up tonight. I just, oh, keep going. Heather is a dangerous pick me. Thank you. Washa Washington's no. I don't know what the no to, baby. I done forgot what I. David, get her. Miss Finesse, keep going. Well, that was it for Heather for me. But she definitely, baby, you clock from a mile away. A girl like Heather could never get next to me, baby. You too insecure. And if I'm going through an insecure season, I don't need to be down on my luck, back against the wind, trying to make it, no way to win. Because you nasty. You nasty. You nasty. Sean says that she did tell her Meredith did say something once and then went mute. Now, Lisa took that and came away with that as if her friends didn't have her back, and her friends had her back. All three of her friends on that show had her back. Heather had her back, Meredith had her back, and Brittany had her back. Stop it. Nope, I'm not going for it tonight. I'm not going for it. Heather was dead ass wrong for that. Lisa then says that they can talk about her life, then she can talk about theirs. And there you have it. Yes, Miss Finesse, she's trying to make them look bad. Absolutely. She was trying to make them look bad to make herself. She was doing to Lisa what Lisa did to her. Just as Lisa lifted herself up by putting everybody else down, Heather was lifting herself up by putting everyone down. Oh, there was no other soldier bigger than me. I was the one fighting the fight. I was the one. Brittany fought that fight harder than Lisa. I mean, than Heather, if you ask me. Heather really didn't take up for her. Heather was like, guys, come on. Lisa said, don't you talk about my fucking sister like that, bitch. What about your business? Ain't nobody buying. What about your failing ass business? So it's TikToks everywhere. Huh? If I'm gonna give it to anybody, I'm giving it to Brittany. I know y'all don't like Brittany. I don't give it to Brittany. Stood up for Lisa like a real fucking sister. I'm not reading that out loud, David. I'm not reading it out loud. All right. Bronwyn and Whitney meet and they talk Lisa's lawsuits. The lawsuit man, that's what we're gonna call him because I don't know who he is. The lawsuit man claims that he has text messages that Lisa acknowledges the debt owed to him, and Lisa didn't want John knowing. Oh, bitch, that I'm sorry. That's juicy. That's juicy. Who is the lawsuit man? Can the lawsuit man please come forward? Can I don't like how they treat Brittany either, Sean. Can the lawsuit man please come forward? Because ooh, was that nasty? The lawsuit man, baby. Yes. The lawsuit man, baby. The lawsuit man say she owe me some motherfucking money and she told me not to tell her husband. I know that's the fuck right. Spray her. Get her. And I know last week I said that we don't like Lisa and all of that stuff. I mean, I respect Lisa. That's what I say. I respect Lisa. I don't want to like Lisa. But hey, Lisa, man, what the fuck is this? That is juicy. Okay. And then they say it's most likely the man Angie said Lisa was creeping with last reunion. Is that also the man who Lisa allegedly was sucking off to get Utah Jazz tickets, Whitney? Is it two? Please don't tell me it's two different men. So now it's the lawsuit man and the Utah Jazz man. Oh, Sean, I'm with you now. I'm with you when you're right, Sean. Mary meets with Robert Jr. He says that he is still in a dark place. It's scary for him because you have to show up as a whole new person. He's been isolating a lot. Wait, before I get into this, let me make sure my Twitter people know that we live because I'm on one tonight. It definitely missed me read Miss Heather. So go back and catch that one because I let Heather have it. But baby, I ain't done letting somebody. I ain't done. That's all y'all need to know. Is it even streaming on Twitter? Give me 1 second. You okay? We live on Twitter. We live, ho. Is you live, whores? Let me let the girls know. Is it even streaming on? Okay, there we go. While we at it, every time y'all see this, take a drink. You got new contacts, Chase. Um, so I finally got the clearance to wear my old ones. I've been wearing one a day because I'm nervous. I do have a meeting this Friday, an appointment this Friday morning to get fitted for some new ones. So I finally get my fitting, but those contact appointments are very hard to get. So I wasn't scheduled until the end of November, and I got bumped up because of what happened to my eyes. The doctor that saw me bumped me up. So thankfully, I got bumped up to Friday, and Friday I will be getting fitted for some new contact lenses. So for right now, I have one eye in because I'm scared to wear both. So that's what's going on. Every time y'all see this, bitch, take a drink, bitch, cause baby, Bronwyn did what had to be done. Oh my god. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, 1 second. All right, there we go. She might can't dress, Sean. But baby, one thing about it, she definitely can read. Get into that. Get into it, baby. Baby, 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 baby. She tore it up, baby. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get into this now that I've sent that out. So Robert Jr. says he's still in a dark place. It's scary for him because you have to show up as a whole new person. He's been isolating himself a lot and he no longer has his friends. So he's now turned into coping with food and doing drugs alone and not with those friends. He's still beating himself up because he isn't perfect yet. Mary says that she has backed off in hopes that he learns he has to do it for himself. Before I give what I think, Amanda K says, after hearing Robert Jr., it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense why people relapse. He needs to move to a whole nother area, get a job, meet new people, and have friends that are not addicts. Sean says Robert Jr. needs to do something other than sitting at home. I think Robert Jr. needs to try sobriety when he's truly ready. He ain't ready for it. He don't want it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's how I feel. Cause how dare you carry your ass down to the scene high? You back to the scene on the show where you came out and you admitted that you had a drug problem and you're gonna work on these things and you show up high. I think that where Robert is the acknowledgement phase, and there's this weird, awkward space between acknowledgement and doing something about it. And he's in that middle space. I don't think that he's really, in my opinion, after listening to what he said, it doesn't feel like he really wants to be clean. When I saw that scene last night, I said, I know he ain't motherfucker. He said he's still in a dark place. It's scary for him because you have to show up as a whole new person. He's isolated himself and let his friends go. I understand that he is mourning the loss of those friendships, but those friendships were built on a mountain of cocaine, allegedly, okay, and drugs and all the other stuff, and Xannies and Lannies and Cannies and Dannies, okay? If you want a new life, the desperation that you have to want a new life is going to outweigh the things that you have now acknowledged are bad. As a matter of fact, he's in an acknowledgement phase, but the acknowledgement phase that he is in, I don't know whether or not it's self-actualization and self-realization or if it's forced. He acknowledges it because it's Bravo cameras in his face and his mama on a television show. Or if he acknowledges it because it's something he truly wants to change. Do you see what I'm getting at? You have to want that change within yourself to change something. I am in a weird phase, okay? Because I now acknowledge that maybe my weight gain has gotten out of control for me. And I want to do something about it, but I haven't yet. So does the want to exceed the acknowledgement? I guess not, because I ain't took my ass to nobody gym. And I have fears and insecurities, and what if I'm not doing it right? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Da 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 da. But at the end of the day, when you're tired, you're tired. And when you want to change it, change it. Okay? Heather went on Ozempic. She got Botox in her lips. She got new teeth. But when she wanted to change some shit, she changed some motherfucking shit. Do you get where I'm going at it? You see? And I'm not comparing weight loss to drug use and all of those things. I understand the severity of both, and it's different. It's apples and it's oranges. But the basic principle is, if you really want something, the darkness is going to help you go see that light, okay? When you're in the darkness, the only thing that you want to do when you're in the darkness is motherfucking see or sit in the dark. And the only way that you can see is by finding the light. And so for Robert Jr., that is leaving the motherfucking people behind who want to do nothing but drugs. For Robert Sr., that is putting down the weed. You can't have, you know what, like y'all say about Karen. Y'all say, I say Karen can have a drink long as she don't get behind the wheel. Y'all say no. She has clearly demonstrated that she does not know how to handle alcohol and she needs to go cold turkey from it. Okay. Do you hear where I'm going with it? Do you hear where I'm at with it? So maybe you need to cut out everything. He showed up to that high. That wasn't no weed high. And I can understand why Mary, even though it hurt her, want to back off a little bit. Because, baby, when she said Mary backing off and her husband backing off, that means that they recognize they wanted more for him than he wants it for himself. And, baby, if that's the case, you're going to drive yourself mad anytime you want something more for somebody else than they want for themselves. You're going to go mad. You're going to go crazy because you want it. But God damn it, excuse me, I want it, but God damn it, do you want it? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. That's hard because you don't ever want to victim blame and be that person. But sometimes you got to have a hard, necessary truth conversation. And the hard, necessary truth of the matter is he don't want to get off the drugs just yet, baby. He don't want off of them. He don't want off of them. And I'm never going to advocate for anybody to wash their hands of their children because that's not my place to do so. But he just don't want it. And I based off of what he said and him showing up to that scene high, he don't want it. He don't want it. Because instead of him quitting cold turkey, which is hard and every day is another brand new day and you can relapse and it could take nothing for you to do so, right? Instead of him leaving the friends behind that was doing the drugs, he doing them by himself. That don't make it no motherfucker better. You might as well go on back with the friends. Mm, mm. OST said because he's in a dark place. I really think it's deeper and it's a depression or another mental health diagnosis. It's something going on and there's layers there. Therapy would be great, I think, but he's got to want it. I don't know if he, I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking at a person crying out for help or what. I don't know right now. It's just some things that he said that made me feel otherwise. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling it, D. You're feeling it. It's that TLC. Y'all know about that TLC. Whew. Mm-mm-mm. Telling you now. Yes, I am. Yeah. All right, you guys. Heather meets with Bronwyn, and they both immediately need drinks because they both know they both full of shit, and both of them ain't gonna get nowhere in this conversation. But they're gonna have it anyway because, goddamn it, we got a show to put on. Bronwyn lets Heather know that she meant no ill intent about her comments at camp regarding her mothering skills. Heather says that she felt like Bronwyn tried to distinguish herself as different, and she was a bad mother because 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 Bronwyn did not want to stop mothering, although Heather is at a place where she wants to stop. And that's what I said at the top of the show. That's insecurity. Because what about what Bronwyn said made you feel that way? Nothing. You heard that because you wanted to hear that. You're saying this because you've always wanted a misunderstanding with this young lady. You've never wanted to understand her. You've always wanted to be at odds with her because you're literally hearing her say something and you're processing it as something else. And you, Heather, say that Bronwyn has a habit of making things word salad a lot, but if her words are if her words are word salad, your brain is scrambled eggs because what about what she said got scrambled into what you made it? You are insecure. You're dealing with the battle of feeling guilty about wanting your children to leave when, baby, you have gotten, again, as I say, you have gotten your lips pumped. You've gotten your body stomach pumped in with the Ozempic and the fat pumped out, okay? And now you want to put on your hooker boots and go on down to the thing and meet a black man, okay? It ain't nothing wrong with that. You have done your time. You have raised your children, and the children have the means to go out in the world and be successful. And you do need to let them know that if you need me, I'm here. But baby, I went out into the world, and you can do it too. Cause mama got to have a life too, son. What about me? What about me, Lucius? What she say? What she say? What about me, Lucius? What how I go? I used to say that all the time. What did Cookie say to Lucius? Y'all, what Cookie said? Cookie said to Lucius. I gotta put myself first, Lucius. Put yourself first, girl. Don't nobody care about that shit. Put yourself first, Heather. But what about what Bronwyn said? Heather Bronwyn was saying, I admire you. I wish that I could get to that point where I could reclaim my life back. But I feel like because I may not have done the best job because I was single and solo by myself, that I want to spend more time with Gwen to make up for the fact that I might not have always been the best. That's my insecurity. We're going around and sharing our insecurities, and I'm trying to relate to you on a motherhood thing, and you hear that and processes it and says it is something else. You are an insecure woman, and I'm sick of the bullshit. Has the body look good, but do the fact. Let me not say. Because what about her word salad and your scrambled brain, your scrambled eggs in the brain came out with that? Girl, stop it, I say. Stop it, I say. You got to stop it. You got to stop it. I wouldn't even want to be your friend. I would not want to be. There is no way that I would want to be Heather's friend. Heather has showed all episode why you would not want to be her friend. This is not a good episode for Heather. Heather told Lisa. Heather told Lisa. Oh, Lisa said, who defended me? Well, Meredith did the Meredith thing. Bullshit, the baker. You lying. Meredith stuck up for her, and so did Brittany. But you didn't mention that. Girl, please. Done, done, done. Heather says she doesn't have a problem with Bronwyn, and they cheers to moving forward. That's a fucking lie. You do have a problem with Bronwyn, and I wish you would have just came out at the table and said, Bronwyn, we can be cool, we can coexist, but I'm never going to like you because I never have, I never will. Just say that. Okay. Heather is the real lap dog, not Shamia. Be a Labrador. That would be Heather. Okay. Now it's time for Amy's party, and baby, Amy is fabulous, honey. Amy got it going on. But anytime y'all see this, y'all take a drink. Ooh! Let's get into it in fall face first, baby, because one thing about Miss Bronwyn, she cleared the girls. Miss Bronwyn cleared the girls, honey. Oh my God, honey. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now the streets are saying that Amy was supposed to be part of the show, but them girls told Amy how so bad, talk about sucking dick. Amy was like, nah, I'm out of it. Ooh. Let's get into it. All right. After we get over Amy being fabulous, Lisa showed up to that lady house like the Bravo check had just cleared, bitch. And I'm going to just say this. I'm going to double down on what I said last week. If anybody can stick the girls up for more money, it's Lisa. Yeah. She definitely shook Bravo down for a coin. And when she got there, she said, I'm going to give the gays every bit of their money's worth. Like Erica Jane, I'm going to give the gays everything they've been asking for. Give it to the girls, honey. Okay. Amy's face when Heather reached over her to hug Lisa. Yes, because like, girl, you going to knock me out to get to Miss Lisa? Girl. Where your backbone? Where your morals? Where you come up as a woman? In the words of Erica Mina. I would never quote Erica Mina. Erica, scrappy baby mama Erica. Anyway, Lisa immediately beelines to Meredith and says that Heather told me who was a good friend and who wasn't, thinking that she was going to get Meredith some straightening and get Meredith together and get a Meredith ass. And Meredith says, girl, what they were saying about you wasn't nice. Okay. Brittany then immediately comes over and tells Lisa that Angie compared Lisa to Jen Shaw. And she was like, Meredith, I'm going to get to you next episode. But right now, I got to go get an Angie ass because I got this Bravo check and I got to go ahead and get into it. So Whitney tells the girls that Brittany told Lisa what Angie said as they're watching, them talk. And Meredith, not Meredith, but Mary gasps like she had just heard that Angie compared that girl to Jen Shaw for the first time. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about it, Heather double ain't shit because Heather definitely said that your friends weren't great friends, and Angie talked about you and compared you to Jen Shaw, but Heather not once said that. Immediately after that, she said it was too far, and she immediately recanted her statement. That's how you know Heather ain't shit. Anyway, I do not like her. I do not like Heather because I don't know Heather not to like her, but I'm not a fan. We're going to get into it, OST. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. The BravoCon Fund is still going. We are trying to get No Chaser TV to BravoCon. And the tracking period for YouTube ends on September 30th. So you guys can always send super chats into that time as well as cash apps. Okay. So we can get the BravoCon. Okay. So I can get the story right because clearly Heather can't. Anyway. So Whitney tells the girls that Brittany told Lisa what Angie said, which was that Angie compared her to Jen Shaw, and Mary gasped like she had just heard it for the first time, even though she wasn't there at the campsite. And I don't give a damn because that is shocking to hear. Even though Heather did not tell Lisa that Angie immediately recanted her statement once she realized the weight and the levity of what she had said, because Heather ain't shit and want to be Lisa's only friend because she's been dying to be that girlfriend since high school or college or whenever they met. I don't know. She just get on my damn nerves. Anyway, Lisa then comes over to Angie, and Angie tells Lisa that Bronwyn brought up the lawsuits and everything that Bronwyn was saying. Girl, I just got wrapped into it. Girl. And Angie ain't shit because Angie immediately dumped everything off on Bronwyn and came up to that conclusion because she said that that was what Bronwyn had been saying when it was clearly obvious last week that Whitney and Angie and Bronwyn set that up and were going to get it out because they talked about it more than once in the episode. And Angie said, "Oh, it sounds like you know more, Bronwyn. Tell us what you know." And Bronwyn then brought up the lawsuits because when she tried to bring them up on the RV, Brittany shut them motherfucking hoes down and Brittany got cussed out about it. You are not a good friend either, Angie K. Because what you did was you theoretically left her holding the bag, even though you knew what you said. You just didn't expect to get that reaction, so you immediately recanted it. Stop it, I say. Hey, Toya Johnson. Come on, y'all. Let's be honest. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Whitney, Angie, and Bronwyn was all over there talking mess, John. But one thing about it, Angie wiggled her way out of it. Bronwyn wanted to get into it and fall face first, and Whitney kept her mouth shut like she didn't say nothing at all about the lady. Now, Lisa says she doesn't want to talk to Bronwyn, and Bronwyn is dismissed. She looked at Bronwyn and said, "You're dismissed." Bronwyn says, "Lisa, you're mad at Angie. You're mad at me and not Angie because I'm the one who said it, and Angie just told you I said it." And Lisa says, "No, I'm actually not upset with you because I don't like you." Meredith then tries to step in and do her Meredith thing that Heather was talking about and say, "Come on, Bronwyn." And Lisa yells that Bronwyn is loitering, all in Amy Mansion. And that's why Amy would not come to the show and film with us, even though we want rich Amy to film. Bronwyn says she said things about Lisa that should cause people to have questions about her. And Lisa says, "Well, I have a question and pause about you, you gout dick sucker." Ooh! Now, what's the gout dick? Can a dick get the gout? I'm sure she meant to say stout dick sucker. Like she's trying to say her man got a short and stout penis. Well, Whitney says that she never heard of gout dick. And I'm like, Whitney, please, you married to Justin, girl. If anybody know about a gout dick, it's going to be you. Even though I love Justin. I'm just saying. Lisa Cole told that girl she was a gout dick sucker. So, and I'm going to tell you why Lisa ain't lying in just a little bit. Oh, honey. So Bronwyn says, "Yes, I do suck dick." And Lisa says, "Correction, you suck gout dick." And Bronwyn says, "I was just stating court records and now I'm a dick sucker." And Lisa says, "That's how Bronwyn gets her clothes." And Bronwyn says, "Yeah, because I suck my husband's dick and he buys my clothes. What's the big deal?" Now, Amy hears it. And at that moment, Amy decided she wasn't filming that show no more. We saw it her face. Amy said, "Dick in my house? Oh, no, ma'am, honey. No, ma'am, I'm not. Y'all can get y'all ass. Like, pat these cameras up and get out of my motherfucking house." Bronwyn then says, "Who's paying your Amex bill?" And it's in court records. And Lisa says, "It's not." And Whitney says, "It is." And Lisa says, "No, it's not." Lisa then wags her finger and Bronwyn lets her know not to put her finger on her face. Now, last week, she told Brittany not to put her hands on her face last week. So I don't know. Brittany has had, not Brittany, but Bronwyn has had a hard knock life before she met that gout dick and got to sucking on it. And so if anybody might beat your ass on this cast, I guess it may be Bronwyn. Anyway, Lisa says, "What are you going to do? Give us the head nod too? Are you going to give us a head nod and talk like this, like you do? Like, what are you doing, she? Heaven's a Megatroid, she." And because she do talk like, "Heaven's a Megatroid." That's how, that's my bro. And somebody asked me to do a Bronwyn impression in the lounge. Asked me to do a Bronwyn impression. "Oh, yeah, Heaven's a Megatroid, see?" Lisa really thought she ate with that whole dick sucking comment. Yeah, she thought she ate with a dick sucking comment, but that's what happened when the rehearsed reads run out because Bronwyn got on her ass from here on out. Bronwyn says, "You can make fun of me all you want, but it's not going to clear up those lawsuits. Cash will clear up those lawsuits. Amanda K, do it." "Yeah, I'm Bronwyn. She has the Megatroid." Anyway, Bronwyn asks Whitney, "Does she suck dick?" And Whitney says, "Yes, I love sucking dick. That's all I do is suck dick." And Lisa brings up her sucking dick for clothes again. And Whitney says that's Bronwyn's husband. So yeah, I don't understand what's the big deal because you're not clearing it with that rehearsed read. Now, let me tell you one thing about it. When you impression, yeah, Yeah, CM Bronwyn, Heaven's the Megatroid. Anyway, okay, that's enough. Y'all please stop asking me to do that. But that's the thing about a rehearsed read. Rehearsals only get you so far. It's either in you or it's not. And Lisa, you're not a reader. Now, Lisa did chew her ass up with that loitering statement. Now, she loitering. I said, oh, God. Oh, Lord, they finna put the lady out. They finna put Brahma out of Rich Amy house, bitch. Now she loitering. Ooh, wee. But see, Lisa Barlow reminds me a lot of Lisa Hochstein. Hochstein thinks that she can read you and say something, and then the argument's over. No, it ain't over. Just because you got that off, now I'm finna get in your ass some more. And then you don't have nothing prepared, and you're gonna sit down and look stupid, just like Lisa did. Lisa says, oh, now you're with Todd, but in Mexico you weren't happy and you guys were not in good terms. And Bronwyn says, yeah, I have ups and downs in my relationship, just like everybody else, but that's not going to change the fact. So I don't understand why you're bringing that up. And then Lisa says, nobody talks about Bronwyn's husband more than Bronwyn. And Bronwyn says, nobody borrows money behind their husband's back other than you, bitch. Oh, oh, take a sip. No, ma'am. Everybody take a sip of that cocktail. Oh, oh, oh. They was doing all of the Rich Amy house, and Rich Amy wanting them people they dick suck it and they digs out of her motherfucking house. Where's Rich Amy? I want next season Rich Amy, and I want the sister in Salt Lake who was sitting at the table looking at Heather like Heather had lost her motherfucking mind wearing that ugly ass outfit and them over the knee boots that didn't go with that outfit to the thing. I need them both on the next season of Housewives of Salt Lake City. You give me Rich Amy and you give me Sister in Salt Lake. Because baby, I know they would have turned it up, baby. I know that's right, baby. Okay. So then she asks Lisa, is John not aware? She tells Lisa, is John not aware? Because in the court documents, it says that you asked Lisa, you asked not to tell John while John was in earshot of the conversation. I know that's right, bitch. Guess what? I know your husband here. John. The girl got an Amex, John, and she don't want nobody to know she got an Amex, John. And she told the man, she told what I call him? Lawsuit something. What his name is? The lawsuit man. And she told the lawsuit man not to tell nobody about the fact that he was paying my Amex bill because I guess the people say you can't and you wish you had a gout dick to suck on. John. Oh, bitch. Bronwyn the type of girl that you have to fight. Okay, but Lisa the girl you have to fight too. Because if anybody talked about my husband, his gout dick, okay, it's on and popping. Bronwyn says, see, that's the one thing about Lisa. She keep everything in her Rolodex and then she throw it out and use it against you. So that must mean that Bronwyn said something about that man dick. Okay. Bronwyn told Lisa something about that man dick. Now, I don't know if it was gout, short and stout, like a little teapot like he is. I don't know, but he definitely got big energy to be having a little one. But that's how it goes. That's just the way love goes. Lisa says Bronwyn didn't go to college, and Bronwyn says, I don't need to go to college to be a lawyer to read a newspaper. Lisa then says that Bronwyn should really go to school, and Bronwyn says that Lisa should really go to work so she could pay off those lawsuits. Whitney is got boots down to the table, bitch. And guess what Miss Thing does? Get a bitch. You know. Ooh! Ooh! Bitch, that's not a glass of champagne. That's a glass of Lisa Barlow ass, bitch, because she whipped it and drunk it. I know that's the fuck right, girl. You get it to that ass, bro. Baby. Ooh. 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 That's the kind of whip ass she drank in that glass, baby. Because she tore Lisa Barlow ass out the frame. Oh my God. Let me take cheers to the girls' weekend. That was a cheers. Baby, I ain't got to go to college. Okay, you go to work so you can put up what? A lawsuit. Whitney was so motherfucking goop gagged and gathered down to that table, baby. I know that's right. Lisa then says, you know what? I'm going to start a website of Bronwyn's Lies. And then she calls Bronwyn a pig. And Bronwyn says, you've actually done that in the past. So thanks for admitting that you're going to do it about me this time. And Whitney nods in agreement like, you have done that shit, bitch. You be doing that shit. And Lisa has had enough. And she storms off. And that's the end of the episode. And round one goes to Bronwyn. I got to just give it where it go, y'all. Round one with the Bronwyn. Bronwyn tore that ass up. Bronwyn. Woo! Now, all I got to say, because I hate to be a Debbie Downer about it, because yes, I can acknowledge Bronwyn ate that ass up. Bronwyn opened up a can of whip ass and drunk it just like this. But what I will say, yeah, Lisa was talking too much about Gwen last season. She deserved everything she got. I just be honest with you. But what I will say is this: every dog has his day. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. The first time I watched it as it was airing last night, I was thinking to myself, Bronwyn has a lot of audacity. This is funny to me. This is crazy. This is hilarious. Bronwyn has a lot of audacity talking shit about people lawsuits when the people say she got lawsuits all up and down in Salt Lake City herself. Now, allegedly, I just thought that it was very bold of someone to do. And at the beginning of this review, I said that where Whitney won was she sprayed her tea. Brittany thought that she was going to spray her tea down to the RV. And Whitney said, no, this is what happened. This is what's going on. The business has failed. Everything failed. Then she brought in 30 people to sell 20 pieces of jewelry. You know, baby, Whitney laid all her tea out all the way down to the table. Now, I acknowledge this is an iconic moment for Salt Lake City. I acknowledge that Bronwyn opened a can of whip ass, Lisa Barlow whip ass, and drunk it. But I can also acknowledge that every dog has his day. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And if you think Lisa Barlow is going to let it in like this, you got another thing coming. Why don't people was gouting and shouting down the Rich Amy house like that? I will never know. But I want to thank them for it. My name is Chase. This is No Chaser TV. If you're new here, No Chaser TV is all encompassing. We're a podcast. And we also have, we're a blog and we report reality television news and pop culture news. We have hit 75,000 on followers on Facebook. So thank you so much. We just crossed 21,000 on TikTok. And we just hit 5,000 on Instagram. So we're growing really rapidly. We would love for you to join our family. You can join all of the network, especially here on YouTube if you're watching or wherever you're watching. Thank you guys. I went ahead and dropped a link into the group. That link, you'll see it. You'll go ahead and copy and paste it and give me a call to talk about. Thank you, Toya and Miss Finesse. He's in the blessing business, amen. But go ahead and give me a call and let's talk about it. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts about it. Why are they trying to bring Jared back like he's a cast member? Jared stepped when they asked him, did he love Brittany? Brittany, cut your losses. I know you want to be an Osmond, but it's not 1970. The Osmonds not hitting like they used to. And I prefer the Jacksons anyway. I can see if he was talking about one of the Jacksons, girl. I say, don't let it go. But let it go, girl. Let it go. Let it go. She want to be an Osmond, baby. I know that's right. All right. Did you guys have any comments or thoughts about this week? Moving forward from this week for the Salt Lake City reviews, they are going to be live on Wednesday, like Wednesday mornings. We're going to do them live Wednesday morning. And then if not live Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, because they move to Wednesdays. So it won't be at night starting next week. So this is the last one at night. And then next week we'll start doing them Wednesday or Thursday morning whenever they move to their new time slot. And we'll continue from there. Hey, Demisio, how you been?
Hey, Chase, I'm okay. How are you?
Huh?
I said, I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for calling in. What did you think about the episode?
Child, listen. The episode was hilarious. Like, Bronwyn and Lisa, Jesus. Yeah, you know what? I'm just actually glad that somebody is finally stepping to Lisa and actually giving her the business because I'm sick of her. Okay, but she did eat Brun with her with that little one little line about the gal. When I tell you I holler at that, because I'm like, wait, ain't gal in your feed? I was like, I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But no, Bronwyn definitely ate Lisa up, and that's what Lisa gets. I'm tired of Lisa. I really am. I feel like it's year after year, it's the same thing. Lisa wants to be above the group, and it's like, Lisa, you're not. I'm like, Bronwyn, pay your bills, sweetie. That's what you do. You worried about me and my credit card, but my bills are paid. Okay, my bills are paid, honey. You need to be trying to pay yours so you can stay out of those lawsuits. And I was like, Bronwyn, get her, girl. What made me say get her for me. Whack her again. I was living. I hate Whitney's brown hair. That is so
Oh,
I'm tired of it. Tired of it. And Whitney was getting her life too. I don't know if nobody noticed that, but Whitney was getting her life when Bronwyn was getting Lisa together. I said, look at Whitney, she happy. She happy somebody doing it besides her. I said, look at her, she just messy. And Mary and Robert Sr., they just pulls at my heartstrings. They really do. It just, it's good awareness. And I'm glad that Mary and Robert Jr. is open about what he's going through and him struggling and stuff like that. Because it's a lot of people, around our age that is going through exactly what he's going through. So it's good to see that he's, actually trying to get some type of help for that. And it's good to see that, Mary doesn't, how can I say it? Mary doesn't try to like force him to talk. She kind of lets him, go at his own pace, talk about what he wants to talk about and, fill it out himself without trying to like force the conversation for camera time. It actually feels excuse me, it actually feels authentic and not like fake and performative for TV. So though that was like, a really, really good moment to see. So overall the girls are bringing it. This is typical stuff for the Salt Lake City girls that they are coming in with pure chaos and drama. Like we don't even see them getting ready. That's how much drama they got. We don't even see them getting glam and makeup and all that because it's so much drama. We don't have time for that. And I love that about this franchise. A couple of other franchises could take a few notes.
oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Demisio.
You're
So glad to
welcome.
hear from you. We look forward to hearing from you. You ready to come back to work? Or no, you done? You quit?
I'm ready whenever you ready to bring me back.
Oh, girl, get off my TV, okay? Get off my computer, baby. Bye, okay?
Bye.
All right. All right, y'all. We done had a time tonight. I want to thank y'all so much. Did the people have a good time in the lounge? So many new people tonight. Did the people have a good time? Let me know if y'all had a good time tonight. In the meantime, make sure that you guys no more Taylor. Uh, make sure that you got and Taylor got an album coming out next month, child. I don't know. We're gonna have to reconsider. Um, but in the meantime, make sure that you like the video. Thank you, Sean. Comment, subscribe. No, 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 no. Take it down. Like, comment, subscribe. Do me a favor. Go ahead and leave a comment in the hard comment section so we can push the Salt Lake City reviews in the algorithm. It takes a lot out of me to do the review, but once I get down to the chair, baby, it's on and popping. I'm not gonna hold back from the people. And thank you, Toya. So good seeing you. Demisio, Sean, love, love, love. OST, Watch the Washingtons, Amanda K. It was some other people in the room tonight. Miss Finesse, of course. The people down to the Facebook room, we appreciate you. The people down over on the X, we appreciate you. Art World, thank you so much. Make sure you guys check out Art World's channel. And make sure that you follow up with us throughout the rest of the week. We will be having a Mojito Mommies this week because it is the Miami finale and the Miami trailer dropped. So we'll be talking about the Miami trailer on Mojito Mommies. And we have some other programming announcements coming up soon. So glad to see you guys here. So glad to have you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you when we see you. If I can find the buy button. I don't know if I'm able to find the buy button, y'all. Come on now. Lord, why is this in the way, Lord? All right. There we go. Peace. yeah, yeah, ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.